As someone growing up in the 90s on Hong Kong movies, Jackie Chan, Sing Long, is in the pantheon of action movies, known for his jaw-dropping stunts and unique blend of comedy and action. Jackie Chan has given us some unforgettable cinematic experiences. What sets him out from his contemporaries and martial artists, since including the likes of Jet Li and Donnie Yen, is his absolute dedication to one-up himself in not just the fights themselves, but also the stunt. Today, we'll be counting down the top 10 Jackie Chan movies, highlighting what makes each of them special, and whether they bring out the best of what Jackie can do as a comedic action genius. Before we delve into the top 10, let's address the list itself. While Jackie Chan's more recent movies have their merits, I would respectfully argue that his work in Hollywood and China since the 2000s don't hold a candle to his work in his prime in the 80s and 90s. So sorry, Rush Hour and Shanghai Nights fans. So let me make my case and dive straight into the list. Number 10 goes to Crime Story. Released in 1993, this film is a departure from Jackie's usual light-hearted fare. Crime Story is a gritty, intense thriller where Jackie takes on the role of a police officer investigating the kidnapping of a real estate tycoon in Hong Kong. It's one of his earlier turns in a serious, dramatic role, a real departure from the goofy, happy-go-lucky persona we often see in his other films. It's one rare instance where Jackie would still be in a dramatic role, plenty of hand-to-hand combat, action, and car chases, but without his trademark physical comedy. Crime Story stands out as a darker, more serious entry in Jackie's filmography, highlighting his versatility as an actor and action star. Special mention goes to Hong Kong veteran actor Ken Chang, playing a corrupt cop key to the central kidnapping plot. Number 9. I'm going to be cheating and combining these two films, Armor of God 1986 and Operation Condor 1991, because they're a series of films featuring Jackie playing the treasure hunter Asian Hawk, which is sort of modeled after Indiana Jones. Both films are globe-trotting adventures shot on location with large-scale, insane stunts as well as awesome hand-to-hand fights. I would argue that it's well ahead of its time, and Tom Cruise might not be performing his equally insane stunts in his Mission Impossible films if not for Jackie Chan paving the way. Armor of God is known for the iconic opening scene where he leaps from a wall onto a tree, in which the branch that Jackie Chan grabbed hold of broke and he hit his head on a rock, nearly killing him and leaving him with a hole on the right side of his head. It also has a memorable scene in the end where he fights 4 tall Amazonian women in the typical Jackie Chan comedic fashion. The sequel, Operation Condor, has a very cool car and motorbike chase, culminating in a stunt where he jumps off the motorbike onto a fisherman's net. There's also an incredible action sequence involving wind tunnels and aerial acrobatics. Like some of the Hong Kong movies back in the 80s, the comedy has not aged particularly well, but the action and spectacle is well worth checking out. These two movies showcase Jackie Chan's dedication into pushing the boundaries of action cinema. Number 8 is Miracles from 1989. Miracles is a relatively unknown film to Western audiences. It's a gangster film directed, produced, and starred in by Jackie, demonstrating his versatility as an artist. It pays homage to silent film legend Buster Keaton, whom Jackie Chan admired greatly. The film's visual gags and physical comedy are reminiscent of Keaton's work, and Jackie even dons a pork pie hat in a nod to the iconic actor in the film. Unlike most of Jackie's contemporary action films, Miracles is set in 1930s Hong Kong. The film's attention to historical detail, including sets, costumes, and props, adds a unique layer of authenticity to the story. What I personally like the most about Miracles is the level of ingenuity of him and his stunt team, making use of the various settings, including a garment factory where action revolves around falling off ledges and ropes, jumping between comedy and intense action. Some of the stunts are truly impressive and truly creative. It also features another one of his collaboration with the late, great Anita Moon, 80s Canto pop queen and actress. Subsequently also starred in Rumble in the Bronx and Drunken Master 2 with Jackie Chan. Number 7. Wheels on Mules from 1984. In Wheels on Mules, Jackie Chan plays a bumbling but lovable character who, along with his friends, gets caught up in a kidnapping plot. The film features an action-packed climax where the three brothers, including Sammo Hung and Yuan Bao, also known as the OG Three Lucky Stars as they're called in Hong Kong in the 80s, take on a group of formidable opponents. This movie is a prime example of the kind of entertaining, light-hearted action comedy that Jackie Chan is renowned for. What makes this movie special is the camaraderie and the chemistry between Jackie Chan and Yuan Bao, as well as Sammo Hung. The film is a delightful blend of action and humor, albeit now aged rather poorly, with a memorable final fight scene in a warehouse that showcases their incredible martial arts skills. Also features a one-on-one fight between Jackie Chan and Benny the Jet Aquiles, which is one of his best in his career. Number 6. Rumble in the Bronx from 1995. Rumble in the Bronx was Jackie Chan's breakthrough in Hollywood. What makes it special is that Jackie did most of the stunts himself, including jumping onto a moving hovercraft. The combination of action and humor in this film sets the tone for his Hollywood career, which he would follow up with his first proper Hollywood mainstream hit, Rush Hour. One standout scene in Rumble in the Bronx is the unforgettable hovercraft chase through the streets of New York. Jackie's fearless approach to stunts and his ability to incorporate the urban environment into his action sequences makes this film a thrilling ride. Rumble in the Bronx was a critical and commercial success, opening the doors for Jackie in Hollywood for years to come. Number 5. Supercop from 1992. Supercop is the third entry in the Police Story franchise, taking the scope to a whole new level. Supercop marks the debut of stuntman turned director Stanley Tong as the director of Jackie's films, who specializes in these large-scale action films, as well as the first collaboration with the talented and recent Oscar winner Michelle Yeoh in the world of Jackie Chan films, after a hiatus in her own career. She joins forces with Jackie in an action-packed, epic adventure with many jaw-dropping action scenes and fights. The iconic helicopter stunt is one of the standout sequences in Supercop. In this heart-pounding scene, Jackie clings to a rope ladder dangling from a helicopter high above the ground. This stunt, like many others in Jackie's films, was performed without the use of a stunt double, testament to his incredible physical prowess and dedication to thrilling his audience. Michelle Yeoh arguably tops this with her own motorcycle stunt, where she rides a motorbike onto a moving train herself, even though she admits afterwards she has not ridden motorbikes before. The chemistry between Jackie and Michelle on screen is palpable, and the partnership in this film opened the door to future collaborations. Supercop was a major success not only in Hong Kong but also internationally. The film's action sequences, including the daring helicopter stunt, left a lasting impression on audiences worldwide, with Quentin Tarantino including this film in his 20 favorite films from 1992 to 2009, saying that it contains the best stunts ever in any movie. Number 4. Police Story 2, 1988. Police Story 2 is a sequel that surpasses the original and ups the ante in quite a few ways, namely fight scenes and scale. With the backing from Mitsubishi, Jackie Chan had the chance to go completely overboard with the action, including some of the most impressive stunts of his career. However, the difference between the first film and this one is that the focus is on hand-to-hand combat than the destructions of the surroundings. With Jackie Chan in top form, it highlights his speed and agility in the best way possible. In particular, the playground fight scene in Police Story 2 is a masterclass in fight choreography and physical comedy. Jackie's use of a playground set as a dynamic backdrop for the action adds an extra layer of excitement. The film also features a harrowing car chase, with Jackie performing dangerous stunts that had audiences on the edge of their seats. Police Story 2 solidified Jackie's status as a legendary action star. Also to note, Maggie Cheung, the iconic Hong Kong actress, also gets more to do than in the original movie, particularly on one of the funniest sequences in the film that involve her cursing Jackie's character inside the men's lockers in the police precinct. Number 3, Project A, 1983. Project A is a period swashbuckling action comedy that features some of the most incredible stunts. Widely regarded as one of the most groundbreaking movies in Hong Kong action cinema, the plot is basically cops versus pirates in period Hong Kong. And up to this point, Hong Kong movies didn't really have the big scale sets and attention to period detail that was lavished on this movie. Also starring Sammo Hung and Yuan Bao in one of the many collaborations, the fight sequences are inventive at the time for being more naturalistic, which pretty much set the tone for the rest of Jackie Chan's movie career. The headline stunt really is the clock tower stunt, where he dangles off the clock arm and falls to the ground in one single take, gets off and continues acting. The stunt nearly cost him his life. He injured his tailbone during the stunt and struggled with pain for years afterwards. This film really exemplifies his dedication to delivering jaw-dropping action sequences even at the risk of personal injury. And stay for the credits, as Jackie Chan started introducing outtakes in this film, which shows just how painful and insane this clock tower stunt really is. Number 2, Police Story, 1985. The original Police Story is a masterpiece of action cinema and is often regarded as the most iconic of Jackie Chan's films. This film came about as a result of Jackie Chan's frustration and dissatisfaction with The Protector, which was his first starring role in Hollywood, in which he also played a dirty, hairy type cop. He didn't get the control to shoot action scenes his way, which infamously are shot in multiple cuts and close-ups, rather than clean wide shots that he's used to. Police Story pushed the boundaries of action choreography in the 1980s. The film's action sequences are a masterclass in stunt work, with Jackie Chan's trademark acrobatics, precise timing, and creative use of props. The stunts are performed with breathtaking precision, and this dedication to realism and intensity became a hallmark of his work. The shopping mall fight scene is the standout moment of the film. It features an intense brawl between Jackie's character and a bunch of criminals. Jackie navigates a multi-story shopping mall using everything from shopping carts to glass panels to defeat his opponents. The action is both inventive and thrilling, and it demonstrates his ability to incorporate everyday objects into his fight choreography. The film includes numerous dangerous stunts, including the famous slide down a pole from a high rooftop, a leap onto a double-decker bus, and even a scene where he crashes through real glass. The final scene in the Wing On Plaza shopping mall in Tsim Sha Tsui, where there are leaps and falls onto metal escalators, which are really wince-inducing 3 decades on, and concludes with what Jackie considers to be one of his most daring stunts, where he jumps down onto a pole where there are multiple light bulbs on, and he basically suffered second-degree burns as well as a back injury and a dislocation of his pelvis when he landed. Police Story set a new standard for what audiences could expect from action films in Hong Kong, both in terms of choreography but also the level of danger involved in stunts. He continued to one-up himself, obviously, and many filmmakers and actors have cited Police Story as an inspiration for their work. Side note, he also sang the iconic title theme song, which in Hong Kong is often obviously parodied as well, but used in police recruitment videos and ads. And finally, at the top of our list is Drunken Master 2, also known as Legend of Drunken Master in the US when they're released by Miramax in the US and dubbed into English. What can I say? This film is a masterpiece of martial arts cinema, a perfect blend of action, comedy, and storytelling. Jackie Chan plays the Chinese folklore hero Wang Fei Hong, set in early 20th century China, with a very different interpretation of Wang Fei Hong than, let's say, Jet Li's in the Once Upon a Time in China series. His Wang Feihong is playful, he gets into trouble, he's almost like a raging alcoholic when he drinks, which is where the bulk of the comedy comes in. Drunken Master 2 is often considered Jackie's magnum opus in martial arts filmmaking. The film's combination of intricate fight choreography, physical comedy, and a compelling story makes it an enduring classic. The fights in this film are often very complicated and beautiful to look at, with huge contribution from director Lau Ka-leung, who also plays a key role in the film. As opposed to other Jackie Chan films where set pieces make use of the surroundings and the props for physical comedy, Drunken Master 2 uses the surroundings for increasingly creative and intense fights. What I love most about the film is not just the variety of these fights, which are often very quick yet graceful, but each one has its own uniqueness to them. Also, Jackie Chan often gets beaten up badly, as he does in many of his other films, but in Drunken Master 2, with his superpower, he's able to drink, get drunk, and then power up into a superhero where he then uses his trademark drunken style to beat up his opponent in a hugely comedic, yet massively satisfying manner. The fight that definitely steals the show is the final one, where he fights his real-life bodyguard Ken Lo, who exhibits some of the finest and fastest kicks ever to appear in film. Jackie Chan also does his thing, even falling on burning coal for a truly horrific scene. I remember watching this as a child when this first came out, and the final fight scene really stuck with me. Even though the film doesn't have as much spectacle like some of his other films such as Supercop or Project A, if you're a true martial arts fan that appreciates hand-to-hand fight scenes, then this really is the apex of martial arts movies. To me, this is the best Jackie Chan film in the long list of classics. If you disagree with me, I'll tell you what. It was also named one of the top 100 best films of all time by Time magazine in 2005, while the British Film Institute selected it as one of the top 10 best action movies of all time. So, there you have it. This is my personal top 10 Jackie Chan movies. It's my personal opinion with my own biases and preferences, so take that into account. But I'm curious about your personal top 10 too. Which of these films are your favorite? Which films missing? And which ones do not belong in this list? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more action-packed content.